Well, Cowboy Jim, um, this video making for me, you can tell from watching, I have a lot to learn. And in an effort to try to do so, I study my videos. I try I try to make it very personal, and I try to do what I do, which is I try not to inundate you with God, not church, not religion, all that stuff. But I need for you to know that the core of who and what I am and where I've come from and how I managed to get here, my whole life actually is centered around the Lord. And the guys at work, the ladies at work, they they would say that's just the way Jim is, and I I have had to choose between trying to be popular, and it takes when you look like this, children, it takes some effort, okay, and I don't have enough energy and to worry too much about being popular and or to worry too much about number of videos, the number of views. They're important to me. There's no doubt at all, and I don't really think it's a vanity thing. If a person does, oh, I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Maybe I think on some sites it's upwards of 10,000 views, and that's not happening, children. And so it does not mean that I'm not going to try to make every effort I can to continue to improve, to continue to mature in this endeavor. It does mean that the heat's off. That's good. Because if there were a chance, I mean a real chance, that I could end up one day making $1 from advertising, that let's not kid ourselves. That would be better. I mean, if it were a decent enough dollar, that would be better than getting up at 4:30 in the morning and climbing in the shower and heading out to catch the bus up the block and go to work for a company who who if they like you, they really like you, and if they don't, they really don't. And your popularity, that's technically that's popularity. Your popularity can wane, uh, spelled Wane, wane, and fairly quickly. And so what I have done, and I've done it from the start, as I've tried to learn too, I've tried to look at this, what my presentation, shall we say, and premise, would I be bothered listening to this person myself on a personal level? And that's why I took so many years to get over the word I, I. A despicable word, but necessary on occasion to use it. But that word I can be used just by how humbly or not that I present myself on my videos. I truly believe, and I've said this, and it's difficult. It's difficult because I know this is where God wants me. I know that. I know also about Fort McMurray is where I need to be. And if, if I could ever get a job other than running a haul truck, a hoe or something, that would make life go easier, better. But of a truth, the most important thing is you. If one of you can be benefited, my watch rubbing on the table, isn't that a joke? If one person can say when they shut off at the end, hopefully the end of a video, and say, there is a semblance with what Jim spoke that I may look diligently at incorporating into my life. And if that can happen, if one person is benefited, children, that's pretty good. I watched today Hillbilly Kitchen. That's a Christian lady down somewhere in the States. Hillbilly. I don't know. Blue Ridge Mountains. I don't know. Like I've driven to the States a few times, but it's kind of like that friend of mine who was getting fuel down in Montana somewhere, and the guy filling his truck, he said, I have a friend up there I met one time, long time ago, and he told my friend the man's name, and he said, you know him? And my friend said, no. He must live on the other highway. I don't even know if he used the word highway, maybe just road. But I suppose, I suppose that I'm just as unaware of so many of the places down in the States, and as the average American is unaware of well, not necessarily Fort McMurray. It's Fort McMurray has really received an unfair rap, shall we say. And because we're here cleaning up a natural oil spill, and when people listen to the liberal news media, we caused the oil spill. Well, that's fundamentally what that's how they talk about us. And it's not true. And that's the problem. You see, truth, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Another, the truth will set you free. Well, if you don't happen to know what truth is, and you have news media type organizations that dwell more on talking points than they do on the harsh reality that we're living in, and they represent talking points, which is a semblance of truth with a modicum of emotion. Sometimes emotion will hide the insecurities of the announcer, hide the insignificance of a news story, and I don't want to do that. I want this to be as real as I can make it. Uh, I haven't even hit the shower yet. I watched David Jeremiah. I was going to watch Charles Stanley. Listen to my gospel music in the morning. I think did 2 or 3 videos so far today. This might be the third one. Doesn't matter. But I just am the way I am, and I took care of an issue today that had been haunting me. It represented a regret in my life. And I tried to counter that by dealing with it, addressing it. In your life, you are figuring out where you're fitting in. And I'm doing an about face right here, right now. I already spent enough time talking about the video, okay? But let's talk about you. There's a reason for that. I'm looking for that one person who will say what Jim said. I know there's a place in my heart for it. I've spoken to a lot of street people. Even hired a couple of ladies who were in the business of walking the street, and asked them how much. And the one lady, not at the same time, one lady said, "Well, $20." And I said, "Well, how long does that buy me?" She told me. I thought, "You work pretty cheap, girl." And she said, "What do you want to do?" I said, I'd kind of like it if you'd let me talk to you about the Lord." And you see, that's what I want to do. I don't want to talk to you about religion, and I do not want to talk to you about Christians. I want to talk to you about God, the Creator, the one who I put forth the idea that the Creator is not from this universe, that He came, saw the potential, and went to work. And we're the result of that work. He made a perfect world, earth, perfect. He perfected it. He put water in restricted places, except for the odd tsunami. He put mountains in place. We've come along as a people, we've screwed it up, eh? And the first time people screwed things up, that required a flood. That's where the rainbow comes from. It's God's bow in the sky, a statement He was declaring, has declared, that He would never again destroy this earth with water. Next time, pretty sure it's going to be fire. And so I just have spent my time being real, I try to be considerate. I'm pretty rough, eh? I'm pretty rugged, and I have worked on construction for a long time. That's no excuse. For me, it's no excuse. I'm just telling you, I'm a bit too rugged, and I'm working on it. And I decided 50 years ago I did not want to be a preacher. I did not want to stand on a street corner and impose myself on people. I needed to find a different way. And how I went about that was I earned people's respect with whom I worked. And I would wait until they would ask me, why? Why? Why are you different? And example of the short one, and then we're going to cut this video off. Many years ago, my niece, 6 foot, might have been 6'1". What a kid! She came west, and she hung out with my boys and I for a year and a half, and we did everything we could to teach her how to become a carpenter. And my nephew, he grew up in Red Deer, and he became a carpenter after he worked with us for a while, and and he did. And one day at work, a siding guy came in. He just walked into the house we were working in, and of course there were locks, but we wouldn't lock the door during the day while we're working. And he said, "What is going on in here?" And we said, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, he said, like, "Are you guys on drugs or something?" Like, and he's sniffing the air, like smelling for weed or something. And we said, "Why?" He said, "I have never heard of a group of people have so much fun." He said, "Are you like this every day?" And we said, "Well, we try to be, but you can't laugh all the time. I mean, sometimes things are going wrong." But he said, "I've never seen the like." He said, "What's your secret?" I said, "Well, we're family." And I don't know if I told him, and we love the Lord. I don't think I did, but we did. But if you have to say it, sometimes you're not living it. And if somebody doesn't ask you why you believe something, it doesn't really matter what you believe. Because if they're not, if you haven't been able to stop them in their forward motion, in walking by you, you really will have a hard time stopping them, slamming them up against a wall and say, "Let me talk to you about God." It doesn't work that way. Children, God loves you. I truly hope and pray that you might just be a little tiny bit encouraged today. Otherwise, I screwed up. But if there's one person who said, "I might give that cowboy Jim another chance," he might just get better. I don't think I'm going to get worse. I'm going to, because I've already been worse, and much worse. And I pray that God will enable me to learn, not for my benefit, but for yours. God bless you. Always remember, always, please, always remember the little children who are abused, because they may not have one single person upon whose shoulder they can cry. And those adult women who have grown through abuse and still trying to figure out where they fit in. How do they fit in? Do they fit in? Ladies, I don't know how many times I've put my phone number on here. My eldest son, he was really choked. I told him I could care less. All I want to do is touch your heart. All I want is for you to be able to say, "Hey, Jim's been through so many years of some hard times. There may well be hope for me yet." Children, God bless you. God bless you.